Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Sunday again. I wanted to make a video of me prepping my food for the week. This is going to include my snacks, some lunches, overnight oats, which I'll talk you through as well, and then just a bunch of my extra goodies that I try to prepare for during the week. In the course of the video, if you have any questions or comments or want to talk about anything else, please let me know and we can chat about that as we go. All right. So I always try to measure out my snacks in advance because I tend to otherwise just eat them right out of the bag that they come in, which is not great. So any kind of snack I can put in a little baggie or a Tupperware container so that I know how much I'm having. So I'll measure that out with my food scale and prep a couple of bags for the week. I also have my lunchbox is already out here right now so that I can just put one serving of it in for tomorrow, and the rest of my stuff, and the rest of my stuff will go right in the cabinet. I know, Matt, are you judging my house right now? What do you think? Judy, do you want to come over? A guest star? Anyway, so what I have here is dried mangoes, which if you have been kind of following my food journey at all, you know that I have had trouble with overindulgence on the dried mango front. So by putting them in these little bags, it definitely helps. You can if you want, Judy. Judy and I live in the same building, hence the come over invite. So what I'm doing right now is getting at least 50 grams of mangoes in each of these little bags. I like dried fruit as a carb source that's easily digestible. Definitely be aware of sugar content in some of the dried fruits that you may be buying, so be careful with that. But in general, this small of a serving, this is about like I said, 50 grams, which is approximately 20 carbs or so, depending on the type of fruit that you're having. And then I just put them in my cabinet so I can pull them out when I pack my lunches for the next day. Another one of my snacks that I always have are Snap Pea Crisps. Again, another easy carb for the day, kind of like a veggie-ish type thing as well. I'm not trying to say I think this is a vegetable, but derived from, at least. And here we have 25 grams is a serving. Makes a pretty nice size there. I also don't know how long my food prep actually takes me on a weekly basis, so I'm excited to see how long this video takes. And this is literally what I do every week, this exact process. So with that being said, I'm not making any gourmet meals or anything like that, so do know that if you do plan to make yourself some gourmet meals, that you might allow a little bit more time. Please feel free to ask questions, comments, anything, suggestions for other things. So one of those bags makes about 4 servings. You'll notice here too, I have my piles of Tupperware already ready to go as well, which again makes it easier for me to have, make this whole process go quicker as I know exactly what I need on a regular basis. The next thing I'm gonna have or sort is my turkey. So this is just from Whole Foods. It's the nitrate and nitrate-free turkey. This brand is called Field Fresh. It's a honey turkey. And I'm gonna have 4 ounces of it per serving, which gives me about 30 to 35 proteins and no fat and no carbs. So I usually have this with my overnight oats as either breakfast or lunch, depending on when I'm coaching. So 4 ounces of turkey is approximately 4 deli slices. And it's super convenient. 4 slices right here, or 4 ounces actually. It's not the most exciting food, this deli turkey. I like to recommend it to my food clients or just people I talk to about food. If you can think about having it like maybe like a turkey roll-up with lettuce or a hummus mix so that it's a little bit more exciting. Unfortunately for my ability to suggest to others, I'm kind of a creature of habit, so I'm fine with eating like the same things all the time, which makes it easy for me to prep because this is exactly what I do every week. But it's limited because I don't have that many suggestions, at least for quick and easy things. I think though, if you can get into a rhythm of maybe a cycle of foods that you like, you can make that easier for yourself on a regular basis as well. Cool. That's it for the turkey. And again, I'll just make piles of these little things in my fridge so that when I get home at the end of the day and I'm packing for the next day, I just put like one of each in my containers or in my lunchbox, which is this big guy right here. Thanks, Meg Harrington. Nice and easy. I am. The next thing I'm going to get ready is some hummus. So I'm going to do a scoop in this little container, which is about 28 grams is one serving. And that is, let's see, I think just 5 carbs. 1 fat, 2 proteins. And I have this with my peppers, which I'll cut in a minute. I am someone who won't or doesn't eat a lot of veggies on a regular basis, so I have to try to make them readily available for myself. Thanks for the love. Make them readily available for myself. So I have peppers and hummus in a little hummus container, and then peppers every week, and that makes it easier for myself too. I'm gonna multi-use this spoon, so I'm gonna rinse it off for a second. All right, so now I'm gonna cut my peppers. I don't know if it's just my preference, but I try, it's my habit to get the easy stuff out of the way first. So like the things that I'm just kind of like sorting in the smaller bags tends to go quickly at the beginning. And then my most time consuming piece is definitely the overnight oats. And not that time consuming at that, but takes me the longest, so I save it for last. This big pile of ingredients here is for them. I'll tell you everything I put in it. It's one of my favorite things because it's a pretty good mixture of protein, fat, and carbs, the overnight oats. And it's a pretty simple recipe. I'm gonna rinse out peppers. You still see me at the sink? Go ahead. Cool. Anybody have that they want to write in comments, any easy veggies that they have on a regular basis that, similar to these peppers, could be easily prepared and stored and then eaten on a regular basis? Oh my God, I thought the peppers matched my shorts. Good call. So I'm just cutting them into these little slices now. Imagine if every week I just put an outfit on that matched what I was making at that time. What's up, Kate? If you can hear me, Caitlin, Congrats on just winning a competition, Kate and her team. Woo. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna put these peppers in a couple of bags. And I usually do about 115 grams of peppers. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. I try to mix my colors. Again, anything to not make it super boring. Good. So here's about 115 grams of peppers, which I have with my hummus, and that hummus lasts for all these. Again, in my lunchbox. Butter is not a carb. Butter is a fat, only a fat. Right? But if you really want to lose 3 pounds, just kidding. Going on the mean girl track there. So those 2 peppers are making me 3 servings of that 115 grams. I'm actually going to leave my cutting board out for the moment and cut up my lemons. If you watched last week's little video, I mentioned that I've been making this lemon water concoction in the morning. And essentially what I like to do is you get about 12 ounces of water, a couple of little, like a pinch of sea salt, and I use the pink Himalayan sea salt, which is supposed to be the best for this this activity, and then 1/4 of a lemon squeezed into the cup as well. So I just cut up all the lemons so that when it's 3:45 in the morning and I'm trying to get to the gym, I can still have my lemon water all ready to go. But what that allows your body to do is kind of rehydrate after the night of sleep, and the lemon and salt combination replenishes your electrolytes, so you get all those back that you lost at night. Hi, Mom. This is my food prep, Mom. Okay, now we are at my overnight oats. So I'll talk you through this process, but I would like to kind of continue doing this type of video here and there. And what would be cool, I think, or an idea, is to put out like a list of ingredients, say on a Friday, and then say, you know, on Sunday at 4:30, we're meeting to make overnight oats, have all your ingredients ready, and we can all do it together. So that if you do want to, yeah, exactly. So if you do want to, what's up, Chanel? So if you do want to join in on making them, we can do it all together. So if you're interested in something like that, definitely comment on that, and we can make various things over the weeks or that we do that. Okay, so overnight oats is a combination of Greek yogurt, steel-cut oats, or rolled oats, and then a bunch of other goodies, which I'll explain in a second. So in my big bowl here, I'm going to start by just putting a little bit of salt, just like a little pinch at the very bottom of the bowl, and then a little bit of honey, right? This is where you get your sweetness from without any like real sugar. So I just do like a little swirl of honey. Keep in mind, this is going to make 4 days or 4 servings. So when you're thinking like, shit, that's a lot of honey, it's for 4 servings. I like to put things away after I use them so that I don't forget about them. Then we have the oats, right? This is just rolled oats. What's up? It's about 1/2 cup, which I usually just eyeball. 1/2 cup to maybe 3/4 at the most. And then I'm going to also add some chia seeds, right? These little guys here, just a little bit. Chia seeds are really good sources of omega fats, which is like similar to what you get from, thanks Beth, and what you get from like a fish oil. So a really good source of like good fats. I also add coconut flakes just because I like the taste, but also not a bad like fruit source for you. So again, just a little sprinkle. It's kind of a lot actually. And I, again, putting them away as I go. Cool. Now, the secret to my oats, which is where the variability that you can choose to put in yours, I put some chocolate chips, admittedly, and peanut butter. So mine make a little Reese's-y taste, if you will. I'm going to skip the peanut butter first because I actually want to put the yogurt so I can reuse the spoon again. But this is a 2% Greek yogurt. Where is it? 2% Greek yogurt. Fage is my favorite brand for just a plain yogurt. But again, about a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of that. And again, I'm at the point where I'm just eyeballing it, but I promise if we make them together, I'll give you exact measurements. And I'm just going to rinse this again. And now peanut butter, and I like to use Skippy super chunky peanut butter. One really good scoop. The last ingredient here is coconut milk, which you put about a cup in, but if it ends up being too dry, you can always add a little bit more. But essentially the idea with overnight oats is that we put all these like ingredients together, and then you have to let it sit for 5 to 6 hours. So I just leave it overnight, hence the name. But what it allows is for all of the oats to kind of get liquidy, I guess, with the yogurt and the milk. If you don't like the chocolate peanut butter combination that I like, you can add frozen fruit, which is easy to just pick up from the store. I need a little bit more. Frozen fruit, or like a chocolate powder. You could make them straight up chocolate. I've had them before with like the mixed berry bag, which you would get from like a Whole Foods or a Stop and Shop or something like that. Really good. In that case, you would probably leave out the peanut butter, but totally your call. I think although I see this as a pretty healthy choice, or at least thorough in the protein, fat, and carb content, we just have to keep in mind that the more stuff, the more stuff that we add, obviously the more caloric value or carb sources that we're adding to them. All right, so now it's all mixed up in this mushy mess. And essentially I'm gonna scoop it into 4 little containers, which are each a serving. So I just scoop them into these little guys, and again, you have to let them sit overnight, or at least 6 hours. But like I said before, this is something that I just leave in the fridge, and then when I'm packing my lunchbox for the next day, I'll just throw these in. So I like this for breakfast or lunch, right? And if you're curious what my other meals are, I usually make a bacon and egg breakfast or lunch. I'm flexible like that. And with that breakfast and lunch, if I'm in need of some carbs or vegetables, I usually make a smoothie of sorts. So that's my other meal. So then my snacks would be the peppers, an apple, which I forgot to add, an apple, those mangoes, maybe Snap Pea Crisps, depending on the day and what I need. And then for dinner, I usually have a paleo power meal, which makes things pretty easy. Just scooping in the rest here. Good. Cool. So those are overnight oats. Makes a nice little serving. This is a 1-cup container. It's pretty full. But again, that'll go right in. It's pretty filling as well. So even though it's only a cup, I find it to be pretty filling. And then I have that usually with the turkey. So that's that. As far as other things that I'll do to get prepped, I already did all my clothes. So looked at the workouts for the week, the weather, and made those choices. I'll also fill this guy up with water and put it in my lunchbox as well and pour it out during the day. Other than that, I have a lot of seltzer, which I enjoy. And then I'll also make a coffee right now for tomorrow morning. So 1 cup of coffee with 1 shot of espresso, and put it in the fridge for the morning. And then I just put an ice cube in it before I'm ready to go. And it's a nice little iced coffee that I take with my lunch and stuff to the gym for the morning. Cool. So that's literally all I do. I don't know how long this took, but I'll have to check it out. Like about 25 minutes. That's perfect. You can definitely find 25 minutes to do something along these lines. Cut a vegetable, pack a snack, make an overnight oats or something along these lines. Put something in the crock pot to serve out into portions later. Any of that is fair game, right? So if you have any questions, please make sure that you write them in the comments. Also, if you would be interested in doing like a group cooking type session, if I were to give you ingredients and then you make them with me on Sunday afternoons or some day that works for everybody involved, please write that in the comments as well. And then we can hopefully start something like that up. Cool. It's been a pleasure. Have a good day, everybody.